I want to start today by describing a feeling, I think. I think you'll know the one. You wake up, the alarm goes off, and before your feet even hit the floor, the race is on. You're, brushing your teeth with one hand, checking messages with the other. You're taking calls on the commute. You spend 10, maybe 12 hours just putting out fires.
The hamster wheel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you do it all. You answer every email, you manage every expectation, you keep all the plates spinning. But then it's 11 p.m., you're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and you get this sinking feeling.
Right.
I was so busy today, but did I actually build anything?
It's that awful gap between motion and real progress. And it feels like a betrayal, doesn't it? Because you put in all the effort, but you're not getting the result.
Exactly. And the usual advice is, get a better planner or wake up earlier.
Which just helps you spin the wheel faster, doesn't get you off the wheel.
Right. So today we're doing something a little different. We're going deep on this idea of breaking these loops of stagnation. And I have to say, looking into this, it felt a little personal. It's not really a productivity guide. It's more like a mirror.
It really is. And the core argument is pretty confrontational. It's just that if you're exhausted but you're not moving forward, it's not because you're lazy or stupid.
Okay.
It's because you're confusing busyness with value.
There's one line that just jumped out at me. It said that for a lot of people, being constantly busy is a way of making yourself cheap.
Ooh, that's a sting, isn't it? Making yourself cheap.
It is. It suggests that by saying yes to everything, by jumping at every notification, you're basically devaluing your own time and your own potential.
And that's really the mission of this deep dive today. We're not here for, feel-good affirmations. We're going to break down the specific mental traps, these loops of stagnation that keep really smart people running in place. And some of them are going to be a little uncomfortable.
Let's start with the big one then. The one that's, I think, just baked into our culture. This myth of hard work.
Loop number 1.
Yeah. Now, I have to push back a little here because I was raised on this idea, work hard and you'll succeed. It's the whole dream, right? So are we really saying that working hard is a trap?
Well, it's not saying don't exert effort. It's saying the equation is incomplete. I mean, think about it logically. If pure hard work was the only factor, who would be the most successful people in the world?
I guess people working 3 jobs just to get by. Manual laborers working 16-hour days.
Exactly. And they aren't usually the ones with the most impact or freedom. The trap is that we treat all work as if it's equal. We give the same emotional energy to answering a random email as we do to, building the future of our business.
I am so guilty of this. I get a little dopamine hit from clearing my inbox. It feels productive.
But is it important? There's a word used here that's pretty intense. It says that trying to do every single little thing yourself isn't responsibility. It's cowardice.
Wow, okay. Cowardice. That feels aggressive. I mean, why such a loaded word?
Because it's about what you're avoiding. See, if you're always buried in emails, you have the perfect excuse not to do the scary thing.
The big thing.
The big thing. You're too busy to write the book. You're too busy to launch the new product. The busyness is actually a shield. It keeps you safe from the risk of failure on the work that actually matters.
So we hide in the urgent tasks to avoid the important ones.
Precisely.
Okay, so how do we apply this? I can't just stop answering emails. My boss would. Well, he'd fire me.
So there's this tool called the 7-day test. It's simple. You look at a recurring task on your list and you ask yourself, if I just stopped doing this for 7 days, what would actually happen?
And if the answer is I get fired, you keep doing it.
You keep doing it, right. But you'd be shocked how often the answer is nothing. Or someone might send me a follow-up email. If the world doesn't end, it wasn't a priority. It was just noise.
That takes some guts, though, to just let some of those small fires burn.
It does. But you have to be willing to let the small fires burn so you can go build the fire station.
I like that. Okay, so that's the hard work trap. But there's another one that I think gets the smart people even more. The people who love to learn.
Oh, yeah. The preparation trap.
This one is my personal kryptonite. I love getting ready. If I want to start something new, I'll spend months researching, watching videos, reading books.
And it feels like work, right? You feel really productive.
100%. I'm learning. I'm acquiring knowledge.
But here's the reframe. It's not knowledge acquisition. It's fear management.
Fear management? What do you mean?
Well, think about it. When you're reading a book or watching a tutorial, you're safe. Nobody can judge you. You can't fail at watching a YouTube video.
Right.
But the moment you hit record, the moment you publish, now you're in the arena. Now you could look stupid. Now you could fail.
So we stay in the library because it's safe.
We tell ourselves we're preparing, but we're really just stalling. There's a rule for this. 50% done is more powerful than 0%. Perfect.
But I worry that just leads to sloppy work. Shouldn't we aim for excellence?
Of course. But excellence comes from doing and then iterating. You put something out there, you get feedback, you learn, you make it better. Perfectionism is this fantasy that you can get it all right in your head before you ever start.
So if I've been researching a new workout routine for 6 months,
Just go to the gym and lift something wrong. I promise you'll learn more in 10 minutes of doing it badly than in 10 more hours of reading about how to do it perfectly.
live something wrong.
Yeah.
I actually love that. Okay, so let's say we're doing the work now. We've stopped over preparing. Then we hit the next wall, which is just the daily grind, trying to stay focused.
And this is where we get into willpower.
Right. And this is where we beat ourselves up. I'm weak because I ate the cookie. I have no discipline because I checked Instagram.
But relying on willpower is a losing strategy. It's designed to fail. We're humans, we're not robots. If your whole strategy is just be stronger, you've already lost the game.
So what's the alternative? You can't just give in to every impulse.
No, but you don't fight the impulse, you remove the trigger. It's like dieting. If you have a chocolate bar sitting on your desk all day,
You're just torturing yourself.
you're draining your battery. Every single time you look at it and say no, you use a tiny bit of mental energy. By 4 p.m., you're tired, you're decision fatigued, and you eat the chocolate. The smart move isn't to be stronger, it's to just throw the chocolate away.
It's about designing your environment.
Exactly. And this applies so directly to the morning battle. This was a huge point.
The phone. Oh man, the phone. This is the universal struggle.
It is. Most of us, we wake up, our eyes are barely open, and what's the first thing we do?
Reach for the phone. It's pure muscle memory. I don't even think about it.
And what does that do? You're inviting the chaos of the entire world into your mind before you've even had a single one of your own thoughts. You're injecting noise.
They call this living like a beggar.
Yes. If you lose your morning, you live like a beggar for the rest of the day. You're begging for scraps of focus because you gave the best part of your brain away to an algorithm.
But practically, what if there's an emergency? That's the excuse everyone uses.
Is there ever truly an emergency at 6:30 a.m. that you are going to solve via an Instagram DM?
Fair point. A very fair point.
The rule is simple, even if it's hard. No phone for the first hour. It forces you to be proactive about your day, not reactive to everyone else's.
It is surprisingly hard, though. That silence in the first hour can feel anxious.
Because the noise usually drowns out our own thoughts. When it's quiet, you have to actually sit with yourself, which
Right.
that brings us to the next uncomfortable loop, the ego.
Ah, yes. The lone wolf mentality.
We love this idea, right? The solitary genius, the self-made person who just grinds in the dark and then emerges victorious.
I'll do it myself. We wear it like a badge of honor.
But what if it's not strength? What if it's just insecurity?
Insecurity. I always thought of it as arrogance.
Well, it's an arrogance that's masking insecurity. It's the fear of, if I ask for help, I'll look weak. But the truth is, the lone wolf is slow.
Because you're trying to reinvent the wheel every single time.
Every single time. The people who actually move fast, they use shortcuts, they find mentors, they buy systems. They understand that asking for help is the cheapest, fastest way to learn.
You're basically buying their years of mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself.
Exactly. And that requires a shift. You have to stop trying to be the smartest person in the room and start trying to be the fastest learner. True confidence is being secure enough to say, I have no idea how to do this. Can you show me?
That connects to something else you mentioned earlier, decision fatigue. The idea that we're tired because we're always deciding.
This is the silent killer of all productivity.
Yeah, the distinction made was that most of us aren't confused about what to do. We're just tired, exhausted from thousands of tiny choices.
Think about it. What should I wear? What's for breakfast? Reply to this email now or later. Listen to a podcast or music. By 10 a.m., your brain, which runs on glucose, has already burned through a ton of fuel on total nonsense.
This is the whole Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg thing, right? Wearing the same outfit every day.
It's a cliche, but the principle is absolutely sound. The line that stuck with me was, the average person wants variety. The elite want clarity.
Ooh, that's a good one. The elite want clarity.
The average person browses Netflix for 20 minutes. The high performer has a routine. Same breakfast, same workout, same basic clothes. Not because they're boring, but because they are saving their precious decision-making energy for the few things that actually matter.
So the advice is, be more boring in your daily life.
Be boring in the basics so you can be brilliant where it counts. Automate the mundane, just pick one breakfast and move on with your life.
Okay, that leads to another energy drain.
Mm.
Our availability to other people. There was a section on masculine energy and boundaries, but I think it applies to anyone who feels like they have to be the fixer.
Oh, absolutely. It's this misconception that being strong means you have to carry every single burden. I'll handle it. I'll take on that project. I'll solve your problem.
You want to be the hero for everyone.
But if you're carrying everything for everyone else, your hands are full. You can't build anything for yourself. True strength isn't carrying all the pressure. It's the ability to choose the right pressure.
Which means saying no.
A lot. I mean, saying no a lot. If you are available everywhere, you are impactful nowhere.
That's so hard for people pleasers, though. I struggle with that. The guilt of saying no is real.
Of course. But the realization has to be that every yes to a small, unimportant request is a no to your own great work. Strength is the ability to disappoint some people in the short term.
The ability to disappoint people. That might be a skill we all need to practice.
It really is.
We've covered a lot of these loops, but I want to zoom out to what might be the biggest one of all. It's about identity. The idea of revelation, not transformation.
This is such a powerful counter-narrative to the whole self-help industry.
Right. New year, new me. We're always trying to become this new and improved version of ourselves.
And this idea says that's nonsense. You don't become successful by adding new layers. You become successful by peeling away the layers of fear and doubt that are covering up who you already are. You aren't transformed, you are revealed.
So the potential is already in there. It's just buried under all the busyness and all the fear.
Exactly. So the work isn't to become confident. The work is to identify and remove the fear that's making you hesitate in the first place.
It says procrastination is almost never about being lazy. It's always about fear.
Unnamed fear is the most powerful. If you're procrastinating, don't just tell yourself you're lazy. Ask a better question. What am I actually afraid will happen if I do this?
I'm afraid I'll fail. I'm afraid people will judge me.
Exactly. And once you name it, it shrinks. You can actually deal with, I'm afraid of being judged. You can't fight a vague cloud of, I just don't feel like it.
And that leads us to the final excuse, the one we all use, the one that kills everything. I don't have time.
The final boss.
We all say it. I'd love to get fit, but I have kids. I'd love to start a business, but I have a full-time job.
And look, life is demanding. No one is denying that. But this is where the message gets really brutal. It says, no time is just a softer way of saying no priority.
Ouch.
Everybody gets 24 hours. The difference isn't how much time people have, it's what they are willing to cut. Time isn't found, it is created. And it's created through destruction. You have to destroy lower priority activities to make space.
This goes right back to that 7-day test. When you cut the things that don't matter, you suddenly find the time.
But you have to be willing to kill something good to make room for something great, and that can be painful.
So we've stripped away all the excuses, we've looked at all the traps, and usually this is where we'd wrap up and say, you can do it, go get them.
But we're not going to do that.
Why not?
Because of the final and most important idea here, it's called the tolerance factor.
Okay, let's hear it.
You can listen to this entire deep dive, you can agree with every single word we said, you can feel motivated and inspired, and then you can turn this off and go right back to checking your email every 3 minutes.
Because knowing isn't the same as doing.
Because at the end of the day, your life is a perfect reflection of what you are willing to tolerate. If you tolerate distraction, you will remain distracted. If you tolerate confusion, you will remain confused. If you tolerate being busy but not productive, that is what your life will be.
And that's the scariest part. It's not like there's going to be some big dramatic failure if I don't change.
No, that's the tragedy of it all. The police aren't going to break down your door and arrest you for wasting your potential.
It's just a quiet fade.
It's a slow, quiet loss of self-respect over years. You'll just look up in 5 years and then 10 years and realize you're in the exact same spot, just a little more tired, a little more resentful. That is the real cost of tolerating the status quo.
That's heavy. But I think it's the truth. This whole deep dive, it's not about making you feel good. It's about making you see clearly.
Motivation fades. It's like a sugar high. You might feel it right now, but it'll be gone in an hour. Responsibility, that lasts.
So we want to leave you with just one question, a specific challenge. And please, don't just let this wash over you. Really sit with it.
The question is, what is the one thing you will stop tolerating, starting today?
Is the phone being the first thing you see in the morning? Is it that project you've been researching for a year but haven't started? Is it saying yes to things that drain your soul?
Just pick one thing and decide to stop tolerating it. Because that decision, that's the real start.
Stop being busy. Start building. Thanks for diving in with us.
We'll see you next time.